Hello, hello. Hey, everybody. Hey there, is it Jerry or Gary? And hey, Iron, good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. Am I sounding pretty clear, everybody? I have a new microphone arm, so want to make sure that I have it positioned correctly and that you can hear me pretty well. Music also coming in okay? Alright, cool. Cool. So, as the title suggests, we're going to be working on a little animation with Carol. This is part of a little fan trailer that I want to make for the console release of Freedom Planet 2, which I'm really excited to see more people being able to play it. It's a really great game, so I hope more people give it a chance. So let's go ahead and get started then. So I've just set myself up with a very basic shot here. You have Carol comes out of frame, grinds her way on her motorcycle, and then launches herself up. So we're gonna take this basic shot, we're gonna make it a bit more dynamic, and then we're gonna get to the actual fun part of this animation. You also might notice that she's kind of glitching and floating out, and that's because her model is currently still locked onto the bike, so that whenever I move the motorbike, she will move as well. Same thing with the camera. But if I unlock her transforms, she'll follow without any of that glitch. But because we're still editing this up, we're gonna need to keep her locked. Is that Carolina Iron? Sorry, the little emote thing is in the way on my UI. Alright, let's get started. Oh, also, in a little bit, I'll have a bit of a story time to share as well. About a movie-going experience that I had recently. It's a pretty funny one, so stay tuned for that. Ah, funny. I see. Hey, a Squall. And awesome. Yeah, I really enjoy Freedom Planet myself. I'm very excited for many more people to get their hands on the game with the console release now. Are you excited for the console release, Squall? Oops. Okay. Oh, that's too bad. I personally really like Carol's moveset a lot. Playable mod. Oh, for Smash Ultimate. Hmm. Yeah, I guess, and the other cast would be a bit trickier to kind of mod a moveset that would work within Freedom Planet. Or, sorry, that will work it in within Smash Ultimate. Because with Lilac, most of her moves are pretty conventional moves that you would be able to work in like Smash Ultimate. I think even her like Cyclone would be something that you could work in easily, or something that you could use a pre-existing move on. But for the others, it is a little trickier than that, I feel. Not that I don't think it can be done. I think there's definitely space for the others to be represented in the game as well. Through mods, that is. But yeah. No, I could see Lilac probably being the priority. Oh, okay, so she's with Fox. That's funny, actually. The Firefox does work pretty well as like her dragon boost. I could see that. And there's a hunt event? For which game? Hey Adix! Welcome, welcome. Good to see you. Oh, Roblox, gotcha. I hope it's going well, Iron. Can't say I have, Squall. What's it about? Alright. Not bad. Oh yeah, my bad, Adix. Yeah, until I can get some base movements in, I'm gonna keep Carol locked. And then I'll unlock her when I can clean stuff up. But yeah, it's gonna be doing that for a bit. But not for too much longer. At least not for this segment. But yeah. My bad, nah. Oh, very interesting, Squall. And that sounds like a fun crossover, actually. Oh yeah, definitely a universal problem. But it shouldn't last. As soon as I unlock everything, it should work out. And I see Squall. Interesting. I suppose regular human people would definitely be very confused coming across the Freedom Planet cast. Okay, let's see what we've got. Oops. Okay. Hey, football and Sonic fan 502. How long would it take for me to finish on my old computer when I started my YouTube channel? Oof. Oh man. Do you mean rendering or do you mean by animating? Because both are definitely longer than it would now, but for different reasons. Animating? Definitely longer than it is now. When I first started animating, I actually did not know how to use IK rigs. Fun fact. So I was just posing the skeletons basically, and it took forever to do anything really. Like the simple motion of moving a character's hand, which you're seeing like right now, would involve me having to mess with a bunch of different connected bones. Like a bunch of them, and having to do all this extra movement just to make it go like a certain way that I want it to. Like in order to position the hand like this, I would have to move the forearm, I would have to move the upper arm, probably the shoulder too, but like in a way where you have all this other motion going on here and me needing to move and twist this and that. It was a real headache. A real headache, so definitely would take hours and hours and hours. I want to say back then my turnover rate was usually, well, I tried to work. See, the thing with excuse me, taking a drink. The thing with talking about animating back then is that I didn't have the IK rigs to kind of expedite things, but I also was not capable of putting as much detail and finer tuning of animations back then. So even though I would say on the whole animating was slower back then, I also animated far less than what I currently do now. Like, I try to make things move naturally enough and, you know, do subtle little motions and things like that to just kind of help I don't know, what would you call it? Emphasize, I guess. Although that's not quite the right word I'm looking for, but to emphasize basically different motions. Kind of like, okay, like actually a good example is this right here. So, take this little sequence. Yeah, having a faster computer definitely helped to make things move quicker. But like, here's what I'm talking about as a quick example. So this shot is of Carol. She comes off screen, lands on the pole, and starts grinding down the way. So normally, I would have just done it where she just lands like that, and then she just would have kept going forward. Boom. But now, I try to I honestly don't know what you would call it, but I basically try to make the animation follow where it would naturally go, you know? Because like, if you think about it, if Carol lands like this, she's gonna tilt forward just a little bit, and then she's gonna correct herself and lean back so that she could grind. Like, motions like that weren't the kind of things that I would focus on back then. I would just kind of, like I said, I would just kind of have her stay in this position, land on the pole, and call it a day. So I would say on the whole, I'm usually much quicker with my workflow, but I am also animating more of the details that I typically wouldn't have done back then. Yeah, exactly, in a fraction of a second. It's brief, but it's one of those things where like it makes a difference on how the whole thing reads, you know? And speaking of which, and even though you won't really see her from the other side, I still kind of like correcting this angle because eventually you will be seeing this from a different angle, so it'll be less of a headache for me if I work on correcting that. Let's see. Oops. Let's try. Huh. Interesting. Okay. Okay. Looking pretty decent. The ring model? You mean the the wheels, right? Keyblade. I believe I just used a donut. Yeah, I think it was just the donut model that's on Source Filmmaker. There's a version of it that doesn't have any frosting, so it's just like a wheel. And all I did was you could either edit the texture to make it just red to match her boots, or you could probably also use the model coloring script and make it so that it looks red, you know, the same kind of red as her boots would be. But yeah, that's the model I used. It's the one of the donut models. All right, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all there, Carol. Okay. Yes, it should be that one, I think. I hope it works out for you, Keyblade. If there's any other effects that you're interested in trying to recreate, let me know and I can figure something out, something to suggest for you. Yep, and the bane of everyone's existence, the walk cycle. Alright, time to move the camera. Yeah, I still struggle with walk cycles myself. I'm hoping Blender might be a little kinder to me in that regard. Cause I do need to start getting out of my comfort zone on there. Start doing some more complex motions for Shay. Having a walk and a run cycle for her would be a big help to that end. Maybe not. Let's see, we've been at it for how long? Okay, we're about 50 minutes in. So, who wants a story? Because I've got a little one to share. Oops. I've got a bit of a story to share today. I guess no one wants to hear the story. Oh well. Nah, I'll tell in a bit. No, don't worry about it, Keyblade. Let me actually make sure that I get this next little bit cleared first, because this will be kind of important on if this animation is gonna actually work with what I want to do. Okay. So. Oops. Oh, no worries, Adix. Nah, I do have a story that I wanted to share. Let me just real quickly kind of set this one up though, because this is the actual part of the scene that I wanted to work on today. Let me just focus real quick to kind of get this one set up. No worries though. Let me just... Okay. Let me try to... Let's see. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think I've got this now. Okay, so story time. This happened a few weekends ago. So, my dad really enjoys going to the movies. In most cases, it doesn't matter what the movie is. He's just really happy to go. And I like going to the movies with him. So, my dad decided that he wanted to watch Madam Web. Now, he is fully aware of the reviews and the word of mouth and everything to do with the movie, but that's why he wanted to watch it. He thought it'd be funny. We don't normally do like bad film watches, you know, like we don't really go out of our way to watch bad movies. Like, yeah, it's normally not something we usually do, but my dad was curious to see how this movie turned out, and so was I, so I was willing to go with him. So we go ahead and order our tickets online. We find a showing, get our tickets, everything's good to go, right? We make it to the movie theater, and again, everything's so far so good. We have our The front desk lets us in, they scan us in, they tell us the movie theater. Same one that we have on our online tickets. Yep. Checks out. Good to go. We get our popcorn, we make our way to the theater, find our seats. You know, it's one of those theaters with the assigned seating type thing. And yeah, we get in. Let's see, it was like a 2:45 showing. And when we got there, it was 2:50, and the screen is still dark. There aren't any ads or anything playing. And like, okay, that's kind of weird. You know, you would think that we would still be in the middle of the previews. Like, you know, no movie starts when it says it's gonna start. There's always like half an hour previews. But when we got there, like, well after the beginning of when it should start playing its previews, the screen was just black. Lights were still on. The theater was mostly empty though, so that checked out. There was like only one other pair that was in the theater with us. So, you know, aside from that, nothing really seemed too out of the ordinary. I double check the theater, and yep, Madam Web, all that stuff. But then, and the screen eventually does start up, and we start getting some previews. For some reason, though, all of the previews are family films. Hey, Liger, welcome, welcome. I'm in the middle of telling my funny story about my dad and myself trying to watch Madam Web. Give me 1 second while I let my dog go out. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Okay, a quick recap. My dad and I buy tickets to watch Madam Web. Theater looks empty. You know, everything seems to be about what we'd expect. But all the previews... Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Liger. So all the previews start playing. Aw, thanks, Adix. Thank you. The previews start playing, right? And we start noticing that they're all family films or animated films, which is kind of weird. Kind of weird, right? But we don't really think too much of it. We just kind of let things go. You know, movie's gonna get started soon, so we're still waiting on that. Then more people start trickling in. A lot more people start trickling in. I'm like, that's weird. What's going on here? This movie theater was pretty empty when we first showed up, right? And most of these people that are trickling in are families with kids. A lot of kids wanted to see Madam Web. What's going on here? Again, though, we didn't think too hard about it, though, because when we went to see the Batman, there was a lot of people who brought their kids to watch the Batman. So, you know, it still seemed a little weird, but it didn't. We're still like, okay, sure. Then the special presentation pops up, right? And we're like, okay, movie's about to begin now. Let's see what we got. The DreamWorks logo pops up. And we're like, I don't think Madam Web is from DreamWorks. And that's when Kung Fu Panda 4 starts playing. At first, I thought that it was gonna be like a short that they were playing before the movie for some reason. But no, Kung Fu Panda starts playing. So my dad and I are very confused. We look at our tickets again. It says Madam Web. We look at the auditorium. It's correct. The movie theater is correct. The time is technically correct. But weird. And we're like, well, we came from Madam Web, but I don't mind watching Kung Fu Panda, so we decide to stick it out because we bought the tickets, we bought these seats. Like, what are we gonna do? But then a mother and her child come by and saying that we're on their seats. And at that point, I'm like really, really confused of what's going on here. So we do leave the theater because, you know, I'm not gonna argue with them or anything like that. So I go check the manager. We go by and check with the manager. I say, hey, we bought these tickets online from your site. You said it was Madam Web, it was Kung Fu Panda, and I don't mind the upgrade, but you sold our seats again. Well, what's the deal with that? So he checks, he grabs the manager, and then he checks again. And they explain to us that according to them, that particular theater showing of Madam Web sold no tickets, or it sold too few tickets. So they made the decision last minute to change the showing altogether to Kung Fu Panda 4 because they figured they would get more ticket sales that way. And yeah, they did. The problem is that when we walked in, we were still told that everything was, you know, we were still under the impression that we were going to see Madam Web and that our tickets counted. They did not inform us of the change, and they did not inform us of the fact that they sold our seats again. So thankfully they refunded us, they gave us a bunch of coupons. But it's like, man, Madam Web as a movie is so bad, apparently, that even if we wanted to watch it, we couldn't. It was crazy. I've never had anything like that happen to me before. Where the movie personnel decide to just change the showing because a movie was doing that poorly for them. So weird. But yeah, we had no choice but to leave. Didn't even get to watch Kung Fu Panda 4 because our seats were sold. Like, it sucked. That part really sucked. Yeah, I mean, I'm glad that they refunded us after the fact at the very least. But yeah, they should have just told us right before we even walked into the theater so that they could refund us there. Or at least give us the option to stay and watch. Because, like, man, that's just... that just really sucked. That was awful. But yeah, least they could do was refund us and give us some coupons. So weird though, like so weird. Yeah. That has nothing really to do with that Keyblade. Like, it really doesn't. It's got nothing to do with any of that. It's just the poor movie making decisions. And hey, TB Winger, welcome. Yeah, Edix. It was annoying though. Like it so weird. Just I was so confused by the whole ordeal. Never have I ever known a situation like that before. Much less had it happen to me until that day. So weird. Yeah, that's right, Winger. We got the green kitty on her motorbike. She is ready to chuck it. Well, she will be soon. Hey, Nasfan. Nasfan8, how's it going? Thanks for stopping by. Yes, she will yeet the bike. Here's how the sequence looks so far. Tink. So she'll go from grinding to yeeting the bike. That's the idea, at least. Let's see. Oh, he's already starting. That's for sure. The Armadeus is already starting with his antics. I can tell you that. He's such a crazy dog. Let's see, I think if I can... Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's see what we've got so far. Yeah, I can't wait. I still need to finish my renders that I was making for it too. I need to do a shaded Mila render and a shaded Nira render. Because I want to do those in addition to this video to celebrate the console release. But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm definitely going to be live streaming the boss rush mode as well. And if there's a rainbow S rank option, we'll be trying that out as well. Aw, little Amadeus. That's really cute, Liger. You know what's funny is that my family does nickname him Little Dog sometimes. We call him Little Dog even though he's very much not a little dog. But he's still our baby. Okay, I think that's looking alright. I think we can work with it. So little Amadeus is pretty apt for him. He's a little big dog. You built a Sonic in the game, NAS fan? Which game was that? And congrats. Will you be doing anything special, TB Winger? For the good old console release? Oops. I hear you. It can be pretty difficult to think of an idea. I know I struggled coming up with something for Mila. And in Nira, it took me a bit of time to figure out what kind of shaded render I could make of her too, but I think I've got something that should work for both of them. I just have to actually do it. Alright, Carol is ready to yeet the bike. So I think I need to position her in such a way that this is more like here. I think. And then I think actually that'll go like this. I might have to change something else though for her to make this work. Yeah. Let's see. So maybe hold on. Where okay, here we go. So maybe I instead move the foot like this. Oh, is that right, Liger? Apparently, Amadeus is from the at the time. At the time, his breed was at one point called the West German Shepherd dog. I think that's what they called him. His breed specifically is not made to be like as big as the American or the West or the East German Shepherd dog. At least that's what I remember hearing in a video that I had seen. Oh, really? And you've had no all black German Shepherd dogs? Interesting. Though to be completely honest, I've never seen them like at all until we got Amadeus. It's the funniest thing. Once we got Amadeus, suddenly there were way more black German Shepherd dogs all around our neighborhood. Kind of funny, actually. Hola, Saint Valentinus. Welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. How you doing today? ¿Qué tal? Ooh, Belgian Shepherds. I don't know if I'm too familiar with those, but they sound cool. I'm sure I've seen them before, I just can't... A picture isn't really coming to mind. I see. A very interesting name nonetheless. Excuse me, Valentinus. Oops. Oh, that carried over. Okay, I think this is gonna work out, everybody. And it has me really excited. So we have Carol, she leaps in, zoom, grinds down, launches off. Then she gets ready to toss the bike. Yeah. I'm so excited for this one, guys. Like, I cannot even tell you. It's really frustrating to have like something really cool in your head, but you're not quite able to show everybody just yet. But I have like this whole dynamic thing thought up in my mind where she's just like rushing through the gust of the wind. The camera like zooms out, then zooms in as she approaches, and then zoom, throws the bike up in the air. And then she'll dive kick back down to the ground. Right now she is in the middle of a void, but once I have the actual sequence completed for her, I can then build a scene around her, and then everything should make some sense. But yeah, I can't wait. A Malamute? Aw. That sounds like a really cute comic, Liger. Small cat with big German Shepherd. Alright. Now we need the swinging motion for Carol. So that, and then the fork is gonna lean forward just a little bit. Okay, I think. Yeah, I think that'll do. Oh wow, that is a lot of that comic to read. Well, that's good, Liger. I'm glad you found something really sweet and enjoyable like that. Yes, it's coming together. Finally. Oh, Malinois. Interesting. I didn't know that was what they were called. Very interesting. Malinois. Very cool, very cute. You know what's so funny? I remember distinctly as a kid knowing a certain dog breed called a Pekingese. Like that was a dog, that was like one of the first dog breeds I learned to identify. And I guess it was a fairly common breed, at least when I was growing up, because I don't know why else I would be able to identify that dog breed specifically. But like I had this whole time in my childhood where I was identifying this dog, and now I don't even know what that dog looks like. Like I have zero clue. The knowledge that I once possessed has left me. Yeah, Pekingese. It's a really funny kind of name. But I can't even think of what that dog is even supposed to look like anymore. Pekingese. Uh-oh. Okay, good. And finally, what should be one of the last motions I need to make this work. Carol lets go with her arms, but is still just barely holding on through her legs. Almost like she's doing a flip. So finally, I get to unlock the arms and keep them that way. And she'll hold them back and around. Let me spawn another Carol so that I could copy and paste a couple base poses. Yeah, Pekingese. That one. Pekingese? Pekingese? I always pronounce it as Pekingese. But I think that's how you spell it. You do know them though, Liger? No, I think you typed it right. I just always pronounced it like it's Pekingese. Oops. Oh dear, what have I done? Sorry, I think I may have messed something up there. Is everyone still here? Am I still here? Okay, it looks like I'm still here. Sorry about that, everyone. I accidentally pressed where I shouldn't. But I think the stream is okay. Cool. Cool, thank you. Okay, I think that's good. Let me just... Alright. So she lets go of her arms, and her legs are the last bit that's holding onto the bike, where she flings it. And let's see. Maybe I overdid it. Pekingese. The knees. And hey, Sonic L. Edizo. Welcome, welcome. Pekingese. Pekingese? Oof. All this work just to make her throw her bike. But she has to throw it in the air, that's why. Oops. Alright, and finally, this will go up. Up. I just kind of need it to go up and out for now. And for Carol, just kind of lean back. Almost like she's in a skydiving pose. Oh man, I'm so excited to like do all the effects and everything on this one. Like it's not gonna quite look how I picture right now, but with everything that it'll have, like, it has me so excited. Oh man. And oh yeah, Carol does this plenty of times, Liger. You know, it's funny, her bike used to break a lot in the first game, but now in the second game it does not break, which is definitely for the better. Oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the arm there. This one, no. Lilacs might, no, not really have a bunch of explosions, but hers will have her dodging a bit, so kind of. But no, this one won't have explosions. Mila is the one that has the big booms. The big booms. The boom booms. Which, funny enough, I actually have that one mostly set up. I just need to do the lighting and handle the effects. Broken in the inside? Oh. Maybe so, Henry. Maybe so. Also, hello, Henry. Welcome, welcome. So, we have right here, we have a green cat on the motorcycle. Comes in the frame, grind, 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 grind. Launches, and then she's gonna launch the bike away. Alright, so I think I have all the motions ready. Now we're just gonna make things dynamic. Okay. Okay. Ooh, okay. So let's clean this up and see if I can, at the very least, give you all an idea of what I'm going for here. Okay. Okay. Oh, I love this song. Yes. Kind of, yeah. A little bit, Keyblade. It'll crash into a monster behind her. Yeah, you've noticed. Yeah, you and Adix have both noticed, Henry. The good thing is that once you finish like the general motion, you can just turn them off and then start cleaning stuff up. And it should like all work together and play nice. But yeah, it can be a bit of a headache, huh? The Illume position? You mean for lighting a winger or for something else? because if you're wondering about the lighting script, it's actually a script that's on the workshop. It's very useful, and then you don't have to use like the Illume Position DAG with like a Chaos Emerald or something like that. But do you mean like the lighting control, or which one in particular? Oh, the lighting? Oh, sorry, Winger. Let me know when you're free from the ad prison. Okay, cool. So, the lighting script is actually part of a script that you can find in the workshop. It'll let you override the lighting on any model. Here it is. Let's see. Okay. So here's the link. It should work because I own the channel, so it shouldn't block me for this. So, I'll quickly demonstrate what it does too. On this extra Carol, because I don't want to mess with this Carol just yet. So, oops, this is the wrong kind of map to do it on. Okay, so here's a quick run through of how the light override script works. So, once you have your model that you want to apply it on, and once you have it all downloaded and whatnot, what you're going to do next is you're going to apply it as a rig just like you would with any ordinary IK rig. So you're going to want to look for it, and it's going to be under here, under Map Lighting Override. You're going to apply it. You're going to notice that there's now two of the same model that you have here. I don't know the full technical explanation of it, but basically it's kind of like where it makes it separate so that you could still work on the model but still move the lighting if you want it to be like dynamic with it. But you don't have to worry about that too much right now. So what you do next is you're gonna take this extra bone that you have, the Illume Position DAG, and depending on what you want to do with your character's lighting, like if you want complete control over it, completely independent from the map's lighting, you'll usually grab it and you'll try to take it either in a darker part of the map or out of bounds. Some maps, when you take this out of bounds, it'll make the model completely dark. And then you're gonna want to detach the rig. Well, yeah. Usually, you'll want to apply this after you've done posing, or either animating or posing with the model, because there's a tendency for things to kind of just like mess up when you're like animating on this. Like, I can't really give a good example, but basically if I were to like move the root transform, let's say I had an animation on this and I moved the root transform and just like rotated, like sometimes the whole model would just like completely shift and move outside of your control. So generally, once you have your lighting override to where you want it to be, just go ahead, go to rig, and you're gonna want to detach all of them. It may take a minute, but now you can have your model anywhere in the map and it'll have this kind of lighting. Then you just go ahead and make your light kit, and you can pretty much do whatever you want. Actually, I already have one in this session, funny enough. So I'll just move it over here. And as you can see, the model is completely in your control to light however you see fit. Do you want just like a dramatic rim lighting shadow? You can do just that. Do you want to illuminate the eyes only? Now you can do that. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. Just download the workshop item, apply it to your model, move it somewhere either dark or out of bounds, and then you can just enjoy having the full control of your lighting. One thing that I also like to add, since we're getting fancy, is to spawn... You can spawn any object that casts a shadow. I usually like doing the ball. So there's another workshop item that I recommend you get. It's called the cloaking script. Set up cloaking Ada Pi side. And basically all it is a very simple way of making your models invisible. You could always just do like the alpha in the element viewer, but this just makes it simpler. And it also gives you a slider so that you can mess with how invisible you want your object. Anyway, for our purposes, we want the object completely invisible. And then you just stick it in front of your lights. And now you have shadows that you can control. So if I want half of Carol's face to be covered in shadow, I can do that. The effectiveness will also depend on what your light settings are. And it also depends on which model you choose to make your shadows. Some models are a bit smoother, so you won't have as much of this grainy noise. But yeah, I think it's a cool way of kind of having more control over your shadows. And again, a crucial thing is that in order for it to cast a shadow, especially on a model that you've overwritten the lighting, it has to be in front of the light, your light source. So you might notice that I move it right here, but she still has the rim lighting on. And that's because the light source is coming from behind her. So if I move the invisible ball behind her, it'll cover up that light source. But yeah, cool stuff like that. Experiment. See what it can do for your renders. I think it probably does better in renders than it does in full animations. Just because in animations you can kind of see the shadow moving and it's not quite as natural. But if you're doing just like a still image as a render, honestly, there's like no real problem. And if you're using a model with a lot of grain, you could just clean it up in post. So yeah, that's my tip for the day. Take full advantage of overriding your lights. It's fun. It's one of my favorite parts of playing with Source Filmmaker, if I could be completely honest. Heyo, I am. Welcome to the stream. Thanks for coming by. We're about to try to make this look a lot more dynamic before I close things off for now. If you need me to walk through it again, Winger, feel free to just shoot me a message or any other tips like that. Anyone really who is working on Source Filmmaker and wants to try out these tricks, feel free to message me if you have any questions about them, or if you need like a quick run through of them again. I'm more than happy to help out. And I could always record separately a tutorial on how to do it too, if enough people like really want something like that. But yeah, that's one of my favorite tricks to do. You have next week off too, Liger? Same. Yes. Yeah, the VOD will also stay on after I finish streaming here, so you can always come back to this moment come right back to this moment at let's see, like about 2 hours in. Come back to this moment and you know, you'll be able to see it and all that. But yeah, I have spring break next week as well, and I kind of want to take advantage and try streaming at a time that I normally don't live stream. I'm thinking, and it's kind of gonna depend on how things work out, but I'm thinking that maybe I could try that next week. I could try live streaming Tuesday evening in Pacific Standard Time. Like, let's say I start at 7 or 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on Tuesday next week. How would that work for some of y'all? I'd be genuinely curious to see if maybe that's a better time for more people, or a favorite time. Regardless, I do want to give it a try. Since I'll have the time off and a bit more free in my schedule, I kind of want to experiment to see what's a good time to live stream. Oh, you do? Oh, I'm sorry, Liger. But that's still good news that you have your driving school. I hope you'll be passing and getting your license soon. I understand. Time zones are very tricky. Awesome. Hoping it all works out really well. No worries, Liger. No pressure. You just take care of what you need to take care of. Armies, it's okay, boy. It's okay. It's okay. I'll be with you in a second. Now Armies is starting to get all fussy. He couldn't hold out for forever. Oh, Arms. Okay, Army, it's okay. Not quite. He is itching to be outside and play, as is routine. Or maybe he saw Carol and he was trying to chase her. Could be that too. I'm gonna need to do quite a bit with the camera here. Okay, let's just focus on getting our motion in. Armies, it's okay, boy. We'll be outside in just a little bit. It's okay, boy. It's okay. It's okay. Come on, go. Go see. Go see. Go see, Pooch. Go see. Come on, go see. Go see. Go see. Sorry, everyone. Yes, Winger, that's exactly what Amadeus is doing right now. Exactly that. Interesting. But it's really taking shape. Alright, so now we're gonna need to focus on speeding things up a bit. Alright. Alright, everybody. That is probably gonna have to be it for me for right now. Again, I want to thank everyone for stopping by and tuning in. Just as a quick refresher, here's the animation. Still very simple, but I think what I have in mind is pretty clear from this. So I'll be working on this off stream, cleaning it up. I'll post up a preview of this too, as well as some of the others that I've been working on. But really trying to beat the clock here to make sure that this has that this one will meet be just in time for Freedom Planet 2 and its console release. So hoping that works out. Thank you, Adix. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And thanks, IM. Yeah, hope to see you next time. Oh, thank you, Adix. I really do appreciate that. So yeah, next stream will probably be next week on Tuesday evening. I'll make a more formal announcement for it as well. But again, if you're still gonna be online for a bit, this is my strong encouragement that you check out AG Piers over on twitch.tv. Tonight we'll be resuming his playthrough of Golden Sun 2. And tomorrow will be the start of the Let's Play for Princess Peach Showtime. That one's going to be pretty exciting. You might see a certain someone wearing a crown too, so yeah. Make sure to check out twitch.tv/AG_Piers. He'll be streaming later today at 8 p.m., I think, roughly. 8 p.m. today and tomorrow as well. So yeah. Be sure to check them out. Thanks again, everyone, for stopping by, for checking out the stream. I really appreciate it. Y'all have a good evening now. Take care.